All right, today's video is going to be all about the AHC or Active Height Control System on the Lexus GX460. This is a question I'm going to answer that comes in by subscriber Chad Monroe. What is the GX460 air suspension? What's the deal with all that? Is it good for off-roading? Is it something you should be worried about? Or is it just a bunch of hype that doesn't mean anything? We're going to talk about it. Alright, welcome back to the channel, everybody. The Lexus GX460 in some trims comes with the Active Height Control AHC system, and this is essentially airbags on the rear only in place of steel coil springs. So it's basically got air suspension in the rear, on the rear axle only. And this will be on your premium luxury trim on your Lexus GX460. So the top tier trim will have this active height control or air suspension. So a big concern with people is, first of all, is it reliable? And the second question is, what if I want to off-road, then what? All right, let's start with the reliability. Rest assured that it's reliable. That's the bottom line. I'm getting right to it. It's reliable. This is a Lexus engineered air suspension. I know most people don't like the idea of air suspension because, of course, it brings in complexity and an additional set of parts. You've got a compressor, you've got rubber airbags, you've got lines, you've got valves. So there's more complexity to the system. So therefore, many people deduce that since it's more complex, there's more stuff to break. And to be fair, there's truth in that. However, this is a Lexus engineered airbag system designed by Toyota's parts supplier, Denso, which is arguably the best parts supplier that anybody can wish for here on planet Earth in our modern times. Denso has been the parts supplier for Toyota and Lexus since the beginning. Toyota and Lexus rep is built on their parts. Denso makes many of their parts. And they make that air compressor too, and they make those bladders too. And they're very, very good, and they're tested to typically Toyota's or Lexus's 250,000 miles. Now, what does the internet say? Let's condense all the stuff on the internet to the bottom line. And the internet basically says this, what I'm saying, which is they're reliable. So the air spring system in your GX460, which your luxury trim, is going to be reliable. People report 200,000 miles, no problem, 150,000 miles, no problem, or more. Now, these are all anecdotes, of course, but generally speaking, you're not going to hear or see horror stories about the air suspension on the Lexus GX460 online, generally speaking. Mind you, this airbag system has been out since 2010. We're now in 2023, so it's been around for a long time. It's not a new system. And I would have no worries taking a active ride height control vehicle on or off-road or worrying about its reliability. This is a Lexus airbag system. It's not your old school grandpa's GM airbag system that came, on his Cadillac made out of Texas Instruments parts. This is a top tier airbag system is what I'm saying. So let's get to off-road. Now, what if you want to go off-road? This is the second big concern. I want to go off-roading. Do I need to get rid of those airbags? Is it an issue? Does it even matter? Blah, blah, blah. And the short answer is no. There's no worries. It will go off-road just fine. Some people choose to raise the suspension down the road in order to mitigate the eventual demise of the system. Everything breaks. So they say, hey, when the airbags break, I'm going to change it to regular springs, lift it, whatever. And you can certainly do that. But there's no problem taking your air suspension off-road. It's not Mickey Mouse rubber. It's heavy-duty rubber that is designed to be off-road, just like your front CV boots on your Lexus GX460 that all of them have. These are heavy-duty rubber boots, and we haven't ripped ours yet, and we've gone through some nasty stuff. Now, the third and final thing that I want to touch upon is the issue of the what does the actual airbag do? What does the ACH system do? And can be kind of confusing, but it basically operates in 4 modes, kinda. This is what I mean. So it operates. You can have a low mode, a normal mode, and a high mode. But really, the normal mode, and this is my point, is an auto leveling mode. So let's start with the low mode. You hit the low mode, and Lexus says it's supposed to go lower and help you load stuff in and out of the car. That's what Lexus says. That's what it's for. At around 18 to 20 miles per hour, if you're still in low mode, it'll go back up to normal mode. Now, let's say you hit high mode. It's going to go up higher than normal mode again, and if you drive with that for more than 18, 20 miles an hour, it's going to go back to normal mode. The fourth mode, or the default mode really, is in the normal mode, which is auto height leveling mode. And this is the whole point of the system. So you can load up your car and tow stuff with the GX460 without the rear end squatting down and your headlights going up towards the sky. It will auto level, and then you can drive at normal speeds. So there's a misconception that at 18 miles an hour, you know, if you're in high mode, it's going to go back down to normal, and you know, it doesn't matter if you're towing a trailer because it's just going to go in normal mode and it's going to squat upwards like a normal car. No, that's not what it does. It's auto leveling. So the main purpose of this airbag system is to auto level for people who have heavy loads or want to tow, or you know, just carry a lot of people or weight in the vehicle, whatever. It's going to auto level. That's the whole point of the system. So those are the three modes. Now what about the high mode? We talked about the low mode, the normal mode, and the auto leveling mode. Now the high mode, if you hit that up into high, it'll raise the rear end some. What's that good for? Your departure angle off-road. We've definitely torn up our rear bumper on our Lexus GX460. We've cut all sorts of stuff off of it to help with departure angle. If we had a luxury edition and we could raise the rear end, then you'd actually increase or improve your departure angle. And we definitely could have used that when you're going off-road in a situation like this. So instead of a normal flat road, sometimes you get in situations where it goes this sharp dip down and sharp dip up. Now, yeah, let's not even talk about the approach angle, but our bumper's cut. But we have a stock rear bumper, and so when we want to go, you know, we're in the middle of this V notch here, and we want to go back up, end up scraping the rear on this hill. Now, if you could use your ACH in high mode and raise that up, you'd actually clear that. So there is a benefit in your departure angle off-road. All right, so bottom line, ACH, no worries. If you have an opportunity to get it, or you're curious, or you don't care either way, get it. You're good to go. It's a Lexus system. You're good to go either way. You can change it down the road if you want. It's going to be reliable. It does have a practical use. It is a luxury, and perhaps that's why Lexus puts it on its luxury model. But I described a few practical scenarios where it would indeed be useful, and I think it will be useful for most people. The biggest concern, of course, is always going to be reliability. Airbags scare people, things that people don't understand scare people, but it's a very simple system. Rock solid compressor, rock solid top tier rubber, and a few lines and valves. That's it. There's very little to fail. There's very little anecdotes online that say it will fail. You're good to go, in my opinion. If you found this video helpful, please remember to like and subscribe. Thank you, and have a great, great day.
Nothing divided from the century of the cool cat. Deep down with the clean of the hot hat. Lift up face, and then they knocking on my door. I've been feeling the boom. It's a little after 4. So what's it with that core was really just for you. Pick out the sword and let's go cruising in your Ford. Watch out, yeah, sweet snow is the deal. As she shouted, it's the funky lesson 1 to the grill. I should have known that something wasn't right in walking. The biggity boom was just ticking and clucking. A night boy in plaid is passed from his dad. Another straight in the fight, man, but he wasn't from the right clan. Stop all the nonsense, defense is my defense. Oh yeah,